victimity. Yeah, it's just him playing the victim. He was persecuted because he couldn't follow the rules and couldn't say the N-word on my stream. And then I'm like, hey man, look, this is the reasons why I was not happy with you saying the N-word on my stream. It's against the rules. I'm scared. I don't want my channel taken down. This is my source of income. I mean, I feel like we can have a adult conversation without saying the N-word. Are you calling me racist? He has this dialogue tree. I'm not responding in the way he wants me to. What he wants me to do is I can't believe a person would use the N-word in the modern age. He wants me to do that, but I'm responding in a way he doesn't know how to, so he's just going down the dialogue tree, but I'm not biting. He just wants to be the victim, man. Let me talk about the actual thing today. Pog new emote, hell yeah. So, I hosted the Hippy Dippy Rumble last Friday, right? And again, most of it was a success, but there was a few road bumps. Caused a few issues. Right? To say the least. So, at the beginning of every debate or stream or anything that I have hosted a debate between two people, I say a list of rules. And the rules are pretty basic stuff, right? The rules are, don't do anything against terms of service, because we'd like to keep my stream. Don't say any slurs or anything like that. A lot of time, I'll ban words like bitch or cunt or words like that, because they'll be excessively used against female streamers. And what'll end up happening is they'll feel unwelcome and they don't want to come back, and then it's a whole hubbub, right? So I've even banned those words, just not because like it's impossible to use those words, but it's because when we see those words used, the conversation is no longer about, wow, this is a great conversation. It's now, let's debate the use of these words and how you use them against me, and I hate that you insulted me in that way. Then it goes on and on and on and on and on. Hey, Squirt Mama, thanks for extending your subscription. So, oh yeah, and I even banned the word daddy because it was being used excessively once. And the last rule is something along the lines of, hey, when I'm talking, don't interrupt me. I'm trying to moderate. So get quiet. They're not excessive rules. I'm not organizing an authoritarian state here, okay? I'm not Kim Jong-uning it up. I'm not like Idi Amin up in here, okay? Really, really simple stuff. But, oh, and the last rule, of course, is like, try not to be misgendering, try not to do misgendering, try not to, just be respectful of others. Just use people's preferred pronouns. Number one is because it makes a lot of people feel more welcome in the community. And number two, it's because it stops all productive conversation with anybody who's trans. I'm not telling you what to think when it comes to trans issues. You can say positions on trans issues that are different than progressive or mainstream opinions. Just try to be respectful when you do it, because I don't want to attack people's identity. Anyway, so there was an individual by the name of iHypocrite who was on the show who didn't say anything for the vast majority of the stream when he was on, right? He came in, he was quiet, and basically the first time he did anything of note was he said the N-word when I walked away. When I walked away from the stream and was no longer here, he said the N-word. That's what really gets me. He waited till I was gone to say the N-word. And so I leave. And then I come back. And I see my chats freaking out. I see other people in the discussion kind of looking around, kind of really uncomfortable. I'm like, yo, what's going on? It's like somebody said the N-word. And I'm like, yo, who said the N-word? Because I'm looking at chat. I was like, God, did somebody say the N-word? Right? Which, if I'm saying it like that, it's kind of like that's a bad, like, you don't do it. And me, like, being like, don't say it, like, who just said the N-word? iHypocrite responds to that by saying it again, much louder, so everybody can hear it once I'm back. Which, of course, immediately led to me kicking him. Now, this is when it gets into the choppy waters, right? So I kicked him because I don't let anybody say that word on my stream ever. I don't care what race they are. I don't care what argument you don't use that stuff on my stream. And if it is used on my stream ever, I like wince the entire time through it, and it's only if I'm watching another streamer's discussion with somebody does that ever get uttered on my stream. If I'm having a conversation with somebody, and even then, usually I try to avoid it. I can only think of once where I saw it was used, and I didn't immediately like try to like end all utterance of it, but it still made me feel super risky, and that was when Fnatic was having a discussion about the N-word once. But even then, I felt very uncomfortable about it. And the reason why is because due to Twitch terms of service, you can't say the N-word. Now here's the choppy waters. Twitch terms of service says you can't say the N-word with a hard R. Therefore, Hypocrite is like online being like, so who cares? It's ridiculous. I said it with the A. See, I'm cool, I'm fly, whatever, right? So I didn't, number one, it was a rule on my show. It doesn't matter if it's against terms of service or not against terms of service. It was a rule on my show. You just don't do it. It's common courtesy. I said it. I said the rules at the start of the show. I was basically stating the rule again, like say somebody's say the N-word, like you don't do that, da, 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 da. When he said it again. And that didn't matter. Common courtesy. But if the argument really is, I disregard your rules, I am the rebel rapscallion, I'll do whatever. I do not trust Twitch at all when it comes to moderation. I don't trust Twitch to say, this was appropriate use of the N-word, this was inappropriate use of the N-word, this N-word had an A at the end, so it was different. This N-word had the R at the end, it was different. Look at me, I'm so good, I'm so sly, I'm so hip. Oh, I'm dodging between these partnerships and these suspensions. I do not trust Twitch to choose which N-words get taken down and which N-words don't get taken on because of the R or the A at the end. It would really to be a moderator by moderator, staff member by staff member basis upon whether or not somebody saying the N-word, even with an A, on my channel gets my show taken down. Simple as that. It really is as simple as that. I do not trust Twitch to be consistent. Period. I'm already trusting them. Look, there's some amount of trust I gotta give Twitch just to run a show here, or I have to give up my job. But I'm not gonna make it easy for them, right? For example, no nudity, so I use like some like dental floss to cover up my genitalia. I do everything on the edge. Then I'm not gonna be super surprised if I get taken down. But I try to do everything kind of the safer route usually, right? That's the whole reason that I don't try to show violent footage on stream anymore, even though I cover foreign violent conflicts. That's why I'm not going to play footage of people fighting in Syria anymore, even though back in the day I used to, even if there wasn't any blood in it. I used to play a lot more riot footage. Today, not as much. Sometimes I'll get away with it, but I don't try to do it because I'm trying to keep my job. I don't want to get taken down. But Hypocrite, he gets removed. He knew what was going to happen. He waited till I walked away to say it. If he was paying any attention to the stream, which he wasn't, he would have saw that I stated the rules at the start. And from my reaction to me coming back and saying, yo, did somebody say the N-word? He should have gotten the hint there. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. Maybe it was against the rules. Maybe there's some other reason, etc., etc. But instead, he just states it again, much louder, with like a shit-eating grin on his face. And then after all of that, the dude, instead of just keeping going, because that's what I did, I kicked him, I finished stream, downloaded the VOD, then deleted it. Tried to get rid of it. Because I just, kept going, just hope for the best. Instead of doing that, the dude makes a 20-minute video about how desperately he wants to say the N-word, man. And quite frankly, like, if he wants to, like, look in his mirror and yell this or yell that, I don't really care. But it's my show. And I can dictate what you say on my show. Anyway. So it makes a 20-minute video complaining, saying, see, the Twitch TOS was this and this and that, and it wasn't that, so I can come on here and just say the N-word a million times to fire it out like. Okay, number one, again, I don't trust Twitch terms of service. I don't trust them to be impartial. Therefore, I try to play it safe so I can keep my job. Period. Not that difficult. Unless iHypocrite is stating that he trusts Twitch to be an impartial moderator on who and who doesn't get to say the N-word in what way with what little letter at the end of it, yeah, but you can, but your banning for words isn't equal across the panelists? No. If anyone says the N-word on my stream, I say, don't do that. I don't care what race they are. They are not allowed to say the N-word on my stream. Period. I don't care if they're black, I don't care if they're white, they're not allowed to. I'm not taking any risks. Period. So he does a 20-minute video. And so I basically just tell him like, yo, man, dude, I set rules for my show, one of which you don't say any slurs, not super difficult to follow, right? I don't think this is a difficult word. I think you can still have adult conversations while not saying racial slurs. No one, no matter the race, can say that on my stream. But you don't kick a black person, you warn. That's wrong as well. The thing is, iHypocrite basically got a warning as well. It was like, hey, wait, somebody said the N-word, and then he said it again. And not to mention the fact, I can't remember a time a black person, except for that one time I was reacting to a video and I couldn't have warned him because it was a video of somebody saying the N-word. I can't remember any time a black person was on my stream and said the N-word. Anyway, I had to follow, no matter the race, can't say it on my stream. You point to Twitch TOS and I hear the hard R rule, but I don't trust Twitch, etc., etc. I thought it was simple. I didn't say anything about it. I didn't complain. You know how easy it would have been for me to complain about this? About said streamer said content creator, said Twitter account came onto my stream and said the N-word and could have cost me this, could have cost me that. I didn't say anything about it, okay? He produced a whole 20-minute video complaining about not being able to say the N-word on my stream, okay? Anyway, he produces video, he uploads it. I respond like, dude, just don't say it on my stream. It's a rule. I told everybody a rule at the start. You didn't pay attention. Just don't say the N-word on my stream. I didn't even include the part about him waiting until I walked away to say it. There's iHypocrite. You should tell people the rules in advance if you want them followed. That way I could have declined to appear on your infantilized stream. Just a suggestion. And again, I did say the rules in advance. I said it at the start of the show. Just because he wasn't paying attention isn't my fault. That he decided he wasn't going to pay attention to the conversation. Up to that point. And only at the end. When he jumps in, is he going to pay attention? So that's the first thing. Second thing, infantilized? Do you really think any conversation where you just don't use the N-word or can't use the N-word, it's not an adult conversation? I think most people have adult conversations every day without having to say a single racial slur. I think that's ridiculous. Not to mention, there's a lot of things that have adult themes you don't do on stream. There's a lot of things you don't do on stream that you can do and still have an adult conversation. For example, it is against the rules to be naked on stream, which I guess nudity online would be an adult concept. Do you have to be naked online to have an adult conversation? No, that'd be ridiculous. There's a lot of adult things you don't do in every conversation because it'd be inappropriate. Nudity, sexual intercourse, saying certain slurs, etc. For me, my thing is like anything that's against terms of service, any racial slurs, You don't talk over me when I'm talking. Period. Those are the simple rules. But apparently, not being able to say racial slur infantilizes it. I respond like, dude, I told people at the start, etc. Basically everything I just said. And I don't know how he got this from it. I think it was his last part. Is it really that hard to have an adult conversation without saying slurs? And then he responds by retweet, by quote tweet, which, you know, that's the strongest, most powerful thing any big muscled man can do. This is what I mean about leftists talking out both sides of their mouth all the time. On one hand, it's, I'm only protecting my channel. Yeah. And I also just don't want to hear racial slurs when I'm having these conversations. It's both, really. But main thing is protecting my channel. On the other hand, it's, you're obviously racist if you use that word in context of political debate about cancel culture. Okay, so I never said he was racist. I have no clue where he pulled that out of. All I said is it really that hard to have an adult conversation without saying slurs? And he just immediately is like, oh, you're calling me racist. I never called him racist. He just pulled that out of thin air. He just pulled it out of thin air. Now the fact that he was projecting so much here, it's like, hey man, you call me racist for this. Now makes me think he's racist. I feel like he's kind of self-reporting here. He's kind of projecting. Like if someone's like, hey man, don't say that. That's kind of mean. What, you think I'm a racist? Usually people who follow up conversations like that where nobody called them a racist, but then they're looking around like, who called me racist? Tend to actually end up being quite racist. Victim Andy. Yeah, it's just him playing the victim. He was persecuted because he couldn't follow the rules and couldn't say the N-word on my stream. And then I'm like, hey man, look, this is the reasons why I was not happy with you saying the N-word on my stream. It's against the rules. I'm scared. I don't want my channel taken down. This is my source of income. I mean, I feel like we can have a adult conversation without saying the N-word. Are you calling me racist? He has this dialogue tree. I'm not responding in the way he wants me to. What he wants me to do is I can't believe a person would use the N-word in the modern age. He wants me to do that, but I'm responding in a way he doesn't know how to, so he's just going down the dialogue tree, but I'm not biting. He just wants to be the victim, man. This is a bunch of projection, wanting to be the victim, wanting to be persecuted, when he couldn't just do common courtesy and just be a nice guy on a stream he was given an invitation to be on. Whatever. I don't know what's up with this guy. I don't know what got his mood in such a sour place. Sucks. Is what it is, though. It is what it is. Hey, Aristocracy TV, thank you so much for the raid of 197. I appreciate that so much. Remember the conversation, hypocrite never said the word towards another person in a derogatory manner. He just said, my N-word. So I think that he used the slur is insinuating that he calls someone else an N-word as an insult, thus implying he's being racist. Dude, that's like a ton of like mental gymnastics. I don't see it. I think he just is projecting here. I mean, it is a slur, even if you say a slur in like a friendly manner. For example, if I say the F slur towards another person who is a man and likes men, I might mean that in an endearing manner. It doesn't make it not a slur. It could be a slur and a term of endearment, but it's still a slur. Is I hypocrite black? No, he isn't black. He's whiter than white. But the thing is, I don't allow anybody to say that. And I've been asked before. Can I say this slur on stream? Can it be say this slur on stream? No, I don't let anybody say any slurs on stream. I just want to be safe with my channel. Simple as that. And even if there is a means to say slurs on stream, I could maybe see it being like appropriate in some conversations about slurs or about that, etc., but not in that specific setting. It would be a different setting where I sit down with another person and have a conversation about that topic. Not in a panel of 8 people where I gotta make sure that everybody's on there is okay with us taking it that turn, you know? Anyway, this just seemed like him projecting and being a victim. Whatever. It is what it is. Hey? I noticed the Hippy Dippy VOD was pulled. Is this related? Yep, I had to pull the VOD because people were clipping it. People were reporting it. And you know what? If people were reporting it, I don't want it to end up with my channel being taken down, because all it takes is one gung-ho staff member at Twitch to see a white person using the N-word on my stream and poof, done. Taken out. The VOD would be like Jeffrey Epstein. Retired permanently.